If you think you've seen it all in the world of gaming, you'd better get ready, because 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most insane years for AAA games. New worlds, epic stories, and massive battles are on the way, and each title seems to want to outdo the other in scale and ambition. Between highly anticipated sequels and completely new projects, the future of gaming has never looked so exciting. In this list, you'll get to know 29 games that are set to dominate the coming years. Time to discover what's on the horizon. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. If you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it, from one gamer to another. Project TH is an adventure game that combines stealth and simulation in an engaging way in a near-future unified Korea. The story follows Jong Tae, a North Korean soldier sent on a military exchange mission in the south. However, what should have been a simple operation turns into a complex web of espionage, conspiracies, and dangerous choices that could change the course of history. The new Fable, set for 2026, is a reboot of the classic action RPG franchise, developed by Playground Games, known for Forza Horizon. Set in the world of Albion, the game promises a modern experience with real-time combat, characteristic British humor, and a moral choices system that impacts the narrative.
For some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
You thought you could save her?
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really, stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right. She was terrifying.
Silent Hill F is the next chapter in the iconic psychological horror franchise, set in rural Japan in the 1960s. The story follows a young woman whose city is enveloped by a mysterious fog that turns the place into a nightmare filled with grotesque creatures and disturbing puzzles. With an atmosphere that blends beauty and horror, the game promises an intense survival experience, exploring deep and sensitive themes.
夢の中ってことはないよな。ひなこ、もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということは、ここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている。あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。全部私から奪ったな。
Dune Awakening throws you straight into the brutal desert of Arrakis, where surviving is as tough as facing the giant sandworms that roam the dunes. In a persistent open world, you'll need to build shelters, explore dangerous areas, and fight for resources while getting involved in political disputes between the great houses. The game creates a new timeline where Paul Atreides was never born, paving the way for a brand new story. Every decision you make will shape your path in this relentless, secret-filled landscape.
In the deep desert, beyond the shield wall, hundreds of players scour the landscape, hunting for spice. Every spice blow has the potential to become a heated battle, with multiple guilds vying for the precious melange. Even when it looks like defeat is inevitable, those who understand desert power can awaken Arrakis itself.
Annihilation places you in the middle of a devastated London, where supernatural forces have turned the city into a battleground between the modern and the medieval. Using unique abilities and commanding spectral allies, you'll face colossal creatures and fight to restore what's left of reality. Combat mixes brutal action with RPG elements, demanding strategy with every step. Every fog-covered street hides new secrets, and danger can come from anywhere.
Half-baked trick. Very well. This is your own doing, pest! You're a right pain, aren't you? You'll soon pay the price.
The Blood of Dawnwalker is an action RPG set in a dark fantasy Europe in the 14th century, where vampires emerge from the shadows to dominate humanity. You'll have 30 days and nights to decide between saving your family or seeking vengeance, facing moral dilemmas and choices that shape the fate of the world. With a time system that affects missions and abilities that vary between day and night, every decision is crucial.
Lunka! My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please.
Phantom Blade Zero is an action RPG that combines Chinese martial arts with steampunk aesthetics, set in a dark and stylized world. With fast-paced and cinematic combat, the game offers an intense, fluid experience, standing out for its setting inspired by the Ming Dynasty in China and elements of dark fantasy. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra takes you to World War II amidst a brutal fight against the growing threat of Hydra. The story takes place in locations like occupied Paris and Wakanda, mixing intense action with a cinematic narrative. Using the power of Unreal Engine 5, the game promises stunning graphics and a photorealistic setting. You'll alternate between different characters throughout the campaign, facing battles, infiltrations, and key moments in a time marked by chaos.
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
Cronos The New Dawn is a third-person survival horror set in an alternate timeline, blending Eastern European brutalism with retro-futuristic technology. In the game, you'll explore zones devastated by an event called The Change, dealing with deformed creatures known as orphans. To survive, you'll need to eliminate enemies quickly, as they can merge into even greater threats if left untouched. Combat will require strategic use of fire and dismemberment, while the story unfolds through time traveling linked to 1980s Poland. The Witcher 4 will be the next action RPG from CD Projekt, kicking off a new trilogy in the series. This time, the protagonist will be Ciri, taking center stage after the events of The Witcher 3. The game is being developed with Unreal Engine 5, promising a more detailed and immersive open world.
You can't change anything!
She went to go to the woods. The chosen one. His tradition.
Oh no, no, no.
It's all we wanted. For her to go to the woods. To go to the gods.
Gods? There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
Ballad of Antara is an action RPG set in a world divided between the common reality and a dimension called Para. As emissaries, you'll be able to switch between characters with unique abilities during combat. The game will offer dynamic battles with dodges, parries, and special attacks. It will also feature a cooperative mode for up to 3 players. Exodus is an action-adventure RPG set in a distant future where humanity tries to survive in a new star system. You'll control a traveler, exploring unknown planets, facing intense battles, and dealing with the consequences of time dilation. Each mission could impact entire generations as time passes differently for those left behind.
Loaded weapon is a hell of a way to greet your new partner.
So you're June.
We're burning time. Now that we're all best of friends, let's make each other rich.
I'm not just here to look pretty. I've got away with celestial tech.
Light of Motiram will be an open-world survival game set in a post-civilization era dominated by mechanical creatures called Mechanimals. You'll explore varied environments, build shelters with realistic physics, and train over 100 Mechanimals with unique abilities. Combat will include dodges, blocks, and counterattacks, requiring precision and strategy. The game will also offer online cooperative mode, allowing you to face challenges alongside other players. Dune: The Dark Ages will be a single-player FPS serving as a prequel to the 2016 and Eternal games, set in a dark medieval setting. Combat will be heavier and more strategic, focusing on melee weapons like the shield saw, which allows you to block, attack, and throw the shield. The game will introduce the Cosmic Realm, a dimension inspired by cosmic horror, with surreal architecture and grotesque enemies. The narrative will explore the origins of the Doomslayer, with more cinematic scenes and character development.
Bishop Creed. We need him.
Launch the Slayer.
Impact confirmed. The Slayer has been activated.
Ghost of Yotei will be an action-adventure game set in feudal Japan in 1603, 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima. The game promises to elevate everything that made the first one a success. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin will be a third-person action RPG set in a futuristic, devastated New York. The story follows the lone journey of the last surviving turtle, seeking revenge for the loss of his family. Inspired by the graphic novel of the same name, the game promises a mature and intense narrative, exploring themes of grief and redemption. The Outer Worlds 2 will be a first-person action RPG set in the Arcadia star system, where megacorporations, religious orders, and governments fight for control over space rifts that threaten the colony's stability. You'll take on the role of a Directorate agent from Earth, tasked with investigating these anomalies and dealing with the consequences of your decisions in a war-torn factional scenario. The game will offer larger, more detailed environments, improved combat, stealth, and dialogue systems, and will allow customization of the protagonist and the formation of a crew with unique skills and stories. The narrative will be shaped by your choices, influencing the fate of the colony and the factions involved. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater will be a faithful remake of the 2004 classic, set in the heart of the Cold War. You'll take on the role of an elite agent infiltrating a hostile jungle to prevent the launch of a nuclear weapon and confront your former mentor, now an enemy. The game will maintain the original storyline with graphical improvements and adjustments to gameplay, including smoother movement and an enhanced combat system.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army. Freeze. Speak.
Mafia The Old Country will be a third-person action-adventure game set in early 20th century Sicily. The story follows a young man who, after years of forced labor in sulfur mines, seeks to rise through the ranks of the criminal Teresi family. The game promises a linear, cinematic narrative focused on the origins of organized crime, with intense combat using period weapons and exploration of authentic environments such as villages and Sicilian fields.
I do.
To become a man of honor, repeat these words.
I swear my loyalty to this family. My flesh has to burn like this saint. If I do not keep my oath,
Death Stranding 2 will continue the story in an even more unstable and unpredictable world. Sam embarks on a new mission to protect humanity's future, crossing deserts, forests, and ruined cities. The journey will feature real-time weather changes and new types of vehicles to navigate hostile terrain.
You brought America together, helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid that Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger, still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own, especially within the UCA.
State of Decay 3 will be set years after a zombie apocalypse, where the threat of the undead continues to spread, forcing survivors to fight to reclaim lost territory and build a sustainable community. The game promises an enhanced survival experience, focusing on resource management, base building, and community member interactions.
And that helped us find the courage to keep going, to fight on.
Marathon will be a first-person shooter focused on extraction, set on a planet where an ancient human colony has turned into a battleground between rival factions. You'll play as a runner, a cybernetic mercenary competing for valuable resources in high-risk missions. The gameplay will center on 3-player team matches, facing enemies and other teams to collect weapons, implants, and equipment.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mother, your mother.
Now,
Here,
consider
that's your
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Last Sentinel will be an open-world action game set in a futuristic, dystopian Tokyo. The story follows Hiromi Shota, a lone warrior protecting orphans amid society's collapse. The game promises a cinematic and engaging narrative, with exploration of dense urban environments and intense combat. Developed by Lightspeed LA, a studio led by industry veterans, including former Rockstar Games developers, the title aims to offer an immersive and innovative experience in the cyberpunk genre.
Follow me.
Where Winds Meet will be an open-world action RPG set in 10th century China during the turbulent period of the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms. You'll play as a young swordsman seeking his identity, exploring vast landscapes, and facing moral dilemmas amid political intrigues and epic battles. The game will offer combat with various weapons and skills, allowing you to choose different professions like a doctor or architect, shaping your journey according to your decisions. With a dynamic and interactive world, your choices will directly impact the unfolding story and relationships with other characters. Turok Origins will be a third-person action game marking the return of the classic Dinosaur Hunter franchise. You will control Turok warriors fighting dinosaurs and an alien threat that seeks to destroy humanity. Combat will be intense, with weapons like bows, shotguns, and plasma rifles, along with the ability to extract DNA from enemies to unlock new abilities and upgrade your suit in real time. The campaign can be played solo or cooperatively with up to 3 players. Elden Ring Nightreign will be a cooperative spin-off set in Limvold, a distorted version of Limgrave. You'll choose one of the 8 Nightfarers, each with unique abilities, to face 3 days and nights of intense combat. The map will be procedurally generated, with areas shrinking over time, requiring strategy and agility. The game will feature new bosses as well as others from previous From Software titles. The experience will be fast-paced and challenging, ideal for fans seeking a new approach in the Souls-like universe.
Tragedy must be averted. And for that, I need your help.
Stand tall. The night is far from over. Little pillager, bent on sacking the lands of gold. I will swat away any and all who dare approach.
Band together and prepare to claim. The life of the Night Lord.
MindsEye will be a third-person action-adventure game set in the futuristic desert city of Red Rock. You'll play as a former soldier with a neural implant that triggers fragmented flashbacks of his military past. The narrative will explore themes like artificial intelligence, greed, and unchecked military power. The gameplay will include intense combat, vehicle chases, and the use of companion drones.
What the hell is happening? All I know is that Silvercorp is a piece of my story. Wait for me! I'll cover you! All this time you just wanted answers about the tech in your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined my life.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
And tell me, which of these games got you the most excited, and what's your opinion on the future of gaming? Do you think it's going to surprise us, or do you feel like the golden age has already passed? If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never be unsure of what to play again. I'm leaving a card with a list of games that every gamer should play at least once in their life. A big hug, happy gaming, and see you tomorrow.